welcome to Dumbbell or Kettlebell, whatever you have, assortment, lift and flow. Today, we've got to focus on eccentric training. So if you're already asking yourself, what is eccentric? Just to break it down very quickly. So when you do a lift, for example, a bicep curl, you have the first part here, which is a concentric. So my bicep is shortening when I'm pulling the dumbbell up. That's a concentric action. If I just hold it here, this is isometric. And then this third part where I lower it down with control as my bicep lengthens, that's my eccentric. So concentric, isometric, and eccentric are the three muscle actions that take part in every lift. Every lift has each part. And then isometric really is holding a contraction, so there's not necessarily that piece in every lift. Any part of a lift could be concentric or isometric. So you could hold, a really low squat down here, and that's an isometric squat, or you could hold a squat up here. Those are both isometric, but not to get too far on that. Eccentrics, the lowering portion of the lift. Why do we want to focus on eccentrics? So if we can lower a weight with control, we can actually use more load than we could pick up with control. For example, you can pick up and put down something from a high shelf, like a very heavy weight. You can grab it, stabilize it, and lower it down gently, but you might not be able to pick up that same load and put it up on the heavy shelf. So you can handle more load eccentrically. Your muscles can handle more load eccentrically. So it's a great way to train when we're trying to train for strength. But it's also often ignored because we really focus on the pull and the squeeze and how hard we can contract, but how well can we control as we let go of the weight? So we're going to make sure we stretch our shoulders, our lats, and our hamstrings really well for today, because we're going to be doing a lot of that kind of lengthening. So we want to make sure we're nice and lengthened before we start. So we're going to start laying down on the ground. Just roll out my mat so you can better see me. I know my black leggings don't show up too well. So laying down on the mat, face down, and we can start with our big stretch, reach like you just woke up in the morning with your toes and your fingers, and stretch, and then relax and pull those elbows back underneath your shoulders. We're going to do our shoulder reaches where we reach forward and then around back towards the butt, keeping the hips down on the ground. Back to forward position and switch. Forward, reach back, forward, and switch. And we'll do 10, 3, reach, switch, 4, 5, and last 5, 4, and last 2, and 1. At this point, pull the hands back to the shoulders, dig the toes under, and we're going to push back into a child's pose, stretching the arms up overhead. You can tuck your head down. Feel the stretch under the arms as you reach those hands up all the way down the sides. And then you can relax out of that stretch slightly to reach through and get a different kind of stretch along the side. You can lower your head down towards the mat. And let's take it back, reach the other way. Relax the head down. And let's do 2 more. Reach. And reach. And let's come up into quadruped position here. And take just a quick cat-cow up and down. And that way we can find a good neutral. Bring one knee up into the chest, keeping that spine neutral. neutral. Open it out to the side and kick that leg straight out, planting the foot down. So you're going to get a nice flat foot on the ground there. See? There we go. Foot nice and flat down on the ground. And we're going to keep our spine neutral. Don't round the spine as you rock back. We're going to keep a neutral spine and rock back, stretching our inner thigh. And come back as far as you can go and hold, pushing your foot down into the ground. And come up to neutral, but don't bring your foot in yet. First, we're going to point your toe out and then lift the leg up off the ground for 10 lifts. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we can bring that leg back in, and we're going to do the other side now. So kicking that leg, do a different view, kicking that leg out to the side, straightening the leg, planting it down on the ground, and we're going to rock back with that neutral spine. Nice deep breaths, and watch where your neck is, that you're keeping your hands or keeping your eyes on your hands there so that your neck is nice and neutral. And come back as far as you can into the stretch and hold. And then come up to neutral, point the toe and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring that leg back in. From here, we're going to push up and back into a downward dog. And taking one leg up, bring that leg forward, plant the foot in a right angle, and you can lower your back leg down. We're going to come up, so we're in a half kneeling position. Tuck your butt under. We're going to stretch our front hip flexor by pushing forward. And then we're going to reach up, palms facing each other. Big stretch. And then we're going to lean into our forward leg. Coming back up straight, and now you can take your hands down to the floor as you push back through that front leg to stretch our hamstring. You're going to come back, sit on that back foot. You can have your foot flat, or you can tuck your toes under if you'd like a little more stretch in your toes, and this might be high up depending on where your hamstring flexibility is. Point and flex your front toe, and we're going to come forward, both hands on the mat, either side of the foot. Dig in your back toe to lift up your hips and knee, and back into our downward dog. Time for the other side. Send that leg up, bring the knee into the chest, plant it at a right angle, lower down your back foot, and we're going to come up into half kneeling. You're going to tuck your butt under, back foot flat, and squeeze your butt, drive forward, open up this front hip flexor. Make sure the hips are square. And then we're going to reach up. Big stretch, palms facing each other. And then turn into your forward leg. You're going to come back and put the hands down to the mat to stretch that hamstring. Hips are square. Point and flex your front foot. And walk forward, one hand on either side of the mat. Dig in the back toe, lift up the knee, and take it back into downward dog. And this time we're gonna reach across, touch our left hand to our right ankle. Big rotation, stretch through our lats as well. And then switch sides. So we're gonna do 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And with that, we're going to walk the feet up towards the hands. Nice and straight. Inhale, hands to the shins, glance up. Exhale, roll down, roll up to stack the spine. Big stretch with the arms. Reach up, go post the arms. Palms facing each other. Squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, reach back. And then we're going to come behind our back, interlace your fingers, and palms in towards you. You're going to stretch back, opening your chest there. And if you want, you can hinge forward at the hip as well. Get a little hamstring stretch. Okay, let's release all of that, shake that out. We're gonna come down to the floor. So our first kind of lesson in eccentrics here, we're gonna focus in on push-ups and glute bridges. And if you brought a band to this workout, like a mini band, you can put the band around your thighs in our glute bridges. Those are gonna be second. These first two are just gonna be body weight. So first thing, we're going to start priming our shoulders for our eventual eccentric push-up with a plank hold, or you can also do a quadruped hold just here. And we're going to do a shoulder tap. So you can do quadruped, you can elevate the knees, beast, or you can go all the way out into the full plank. We're going to tap, 10 taps, and then we're going to turn over. For our eccentric glute bridge, what this will look like is we're going to use both legs to go up, right? That's the concentric phase. So I'm squeezing my glutes. They're getting shorter. I'm contracting them, concentric. Then I'm going to lift one foot up, and then I'm just going to eccentrically work one side. Both feet down, concentrically up with both feet. Now I'm going to lift the other foot, and nice and slow back down. So I'm eccentrically loading one single leg at a time. So this is like I'm doing just the single leg eccentric work, but not single leg for up. So I'm using both legs for up, but just one for down. We're going to alternate each side for 20 reps. Go nice and slow on those eccentrics. Before we do that though, let's prime our shoulders. Nice and easy, we're just going to tap 10 times. And I'll get us off the warm-up song. So here we go. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders, whether you're doing your plank or beast or just quadruped. Start with that lineup. And then if you're going to go into a plank, use your quadruped as a place to mark out. So as I stick my legs out in my plank, I don't lose my position, right? And here we go. We're going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to change the position in our body as little as possible. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now turn it over, and we're going to do our 20 glute bridges, where we're going to go up with both legs, extend one leg, and down, and up, extend, 2, up, extend, 3. Good. So we're watching our core. When I extend that leg, I don't want my hip to drop, okay? I'm using my core to activate and control that motion. Oop. I lifted a little early. 9 and 10, and last 10. Kick out and down, up, out, down, and last 7, 6, 5, 4, and last 3, and 2, one more, and we're going to take a quick break. For our second round of our push-up prep, we're going to do an up-down plank. So what that will look like is I'm going to go down on my elbow on one side, down on the elbow on the other side, and then here, here. So up, up, down, down. And what I'm doing here is actually one side is getting an eccentric push-up while the other one has a little landing place. So we're kind of halfway there to that eccentric push-up. And any of these, the taps or the up-down plank, are great prep if you're trying to get to your first real push-up. These are excellent moves for helping to lay the groundwork. They help you learn core timing, and they also help prep the shoulders for that movement. So let's go ahead. This time we're going to do 8 up and down. So going down, up is 1, and then down. Up is 2, and down. Up is 3, down. Up is 4, last 4, and 3. Nice and steady, 2. Last 1, and come on down, turn it over. So if you want a little bit extra, because I think I do, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add my band to my eccentric glute bridge here. And, oh, please don't roll up. And then what I'll also do is I'm going to put a dumbbell on my hips. So if you have a dumbbell or kettlebell you want to put on your hips for this move, let's do it. Otherwise, you can continue body weight. We're going to go up, extend, and down. And up, extend. That's 2. We got 19, 18 to go. 17. Extend, down. Good. Here we go. Number 6. Up, extend. That's 7. 8. 9. 10. Last 10. And 8. Last 6. 4. 3. And one more. Down. Excellent. All right. I'm going to take a quick break, but for our last round with our push-ups, what we'll be doing is setting up at the top in our plank, and you're going to lower down as slowly as you can in your plank to the floor, and then you're going to push from your knees back up and set up plank. So you're only doing the eccentric part of the push-up. So some people call these push-up negatives. Sometimes you'll hear about pull-up negatives. Sometimes people call that eccentric part a negative. So just doing the lowering portion of the exercise. So once you hear something's a negative in exercise context, somebody might not be saying it's a bad thing. They might be just saying they're doing eccentric training. So we're just going to do 6. When you lower, and this is something that has helped me, don't think, a lot of people will do their push-ups, you'll see this, kind of the elbows out in this square formation. What you really want to see is elbows tucked in. And from the back, what that looks like, right? If I do my push-ups like this, see how I look like a T? Versus if I bring my elbows in, I kind of look like an arrow, right? Like this arrow shape. So when we're doing our push-up, think about those elbows screwing in. It's almost like you're trying to, your hands are going to be straight on the floor, but it's like you're trying to like externally rotate. You're trying to spin out your hands. So elbows are going in, and that forces your shoulders open. So when I put my elbows out, you see how my shoulders go forward? But when I tuck my elbows in towards my back, it opens my chest. But when they go out to the side in the T, I get that rounded posture. So we're gonna think about, I know this is a lot going into our push-ups, but trust me, you'll appreciate the rest. We're gonna do 2 sets of these anyway. So, elbows in, try to look like an arrow, hands right under there. Looks like this from the back, looks like this from the front. It's gonna look like this from the side. And I want you to lower your chest and your hips at the same time. So here we go, our hands, thumbs facing each other, fingers straight ahead on the floor, right? Start to get a feel for that spin we're talking about, like you're trying to spin your hands out. Feel how that makes you feel like you're grabbing the floor and it's tight, your shoulders tighten up, your elbows tighten up. I want you to create that spinning force through your whole push-up negative. So here we go into our plank, out, and then spin those plates and lower yourself slowly, holding your plank. Very good. From the knees, wiggle up, spin the plates, elbows in, hold the plank, and worm up. There you go, halfway, 3, spin those plates, and up, last 3. I want you to feel your chest getting wider as you get lower, like you're expanding your chest as you get lower to the floor. Last 2. And one more, final one, slow. All right, now we get to turn over. I'm gonna grab a heavier weight for my bridges, but keep it at body weight, keep it at a lighter weight, whatever's good for you. But my glutes definitely would appreciate this, so here we go. 20 reps, and we still have one more round of these 2s. Up, extend, lower down. Up, extend, lower down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, this is good. 8, extend, lower. Halfway, last 10. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. All right. We get to rest again, just a quick rest, and then one last set of push-up negatives. So we've gone through our 3 progressions for our push-ups, right? The next step after your eccentrics would be to do a push-up. So if you get good at shoulder taps, you can get good at up-down planks. If you can get good at up-down planks, you can get good at eccentric push-ups. And if you can get good at eccentric push-ups, you can do a real push-up. So go through those steps, depending where you're at. Feel which one is at your skill level. You want it to be about 75, 80% success rate. But that doesn't mean you don't want it to be too easy. So once we go over that 80% success rate, where, you know, every single time, easy, 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 finish my set, no sweat, we're not making progress. So we do need to challenge ourselves, to change ourselves. That being said, let's do another 6 reps. So we're gonna create those nice straight hands. Getting ready to spin our dinner plates, coming into the plank. Spin the dinner plates, elbows in, lower down, and up. And 2, and up. 3, don't forget elbows in. Last 3, hold those planks. Brace that core super tight. Just squeeze the body, the legs. maybe I did an extra one. I got 2 into it. Let's turn over. 20 reps of our glute bridge. Here we go. We're going up, single leg, and down, and 2, and down, 3, 4, 5, quarter there, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, that's halfway, last 10. And up, out, down, last 7, out and down, 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Ah, awesome. All right. Weights down to the side, grab some water. We're going to be switching gears here. We've got some eccentric work on our shoulders. So we're going to grab a pair of weights, either dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever you have. You can also use a mix, you know, and if you don't use an even mix, just make sure you switch evenly. We're going to be doing high kneeling, so up on our knees, overhead press. We're going to eccentrically lower one down, press it up, and eccentrically lower the other one down, pressing up. So we're getting a lot of isometric, and we're going to go double time. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up on those presses. I hope that was good practice. So we're going to be doing 12 reps of that. We're going to follow it up with either a dumbbell or kettlebell swing of 20 repetitions. So let's get started. High kneeling position. Grab your pair of weights. And if you have 2 different weights that you're using, just get to the number 6 and switch your weights on sides and complete 6 more. So starting up overhead, we're going down, 2, 3, up, down, 2, 3, up, and down, 2, 3, up, and down, 2, 3, up. Good. 5, 6, that's halfway, so if you're going to switch, switch now. Last 6, and up, 5, and up, and up. Last 3, push, 2, push, and 1, push. And we're going to bring those down. If you have a dumbbell that you're using for your swings, you can also do a kettlebell, whatever works for you. I'm going to go ahead and be doing my double kettlebell swing. If you have a single bell you'd like to swing, or a 1 bell you'd like to swing and switch, I'm going to give you freedom today on Friday. However you'd like to swing, just make sure the rules, as always with our form, is that we keep our feet as narrow as possible and we keep our chest upright as possible. So we're doing 20 in 3, 2, let's do 20 swings. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8, 9, 10, last 10. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we got a break, which I will time. Hey, Tater Tot. How you doing, Tiki? And we're going to do 2 more rounds of those 2. come on over. Dumbbells, high kneeling position. And let's get them back up overhead. Nice and slow. And up. And slow. 2. And 3. 4. Boom. Boom. 5. 6. And 7. 8. 9. Last 3. 2. And here we go. 1. Bring him down. And we're going to swing. All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. And swing. 2, 3, 4. And 8, 9, 10. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, you got a good 30 seconds there. We got one last round. Then we've got a kind of eccentric flow mix happening, and then we'll stretch it out. Let's get into our high kneeling position and ready for set 3, the final set. All right, here we go. Both weights up overhead, nice and slow on the way down for 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last 3, and 2, and 1. Let's bring them down. Last 20 swings. Let's get ready to swing in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. That's 10. Last 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Kettlebells down and rest. All right. So our last flow move here before we go. I'll bring this up. Hello. A little bit. So for this one, we're going to be doing an eccentric deadlift, single leg deadlift. So very similarly how we did in the beginning, where we used both legs to come up in the glute bridge and then lower down with a single leg, right? We're going to be doing both legs. So we're going to do from the floor, both legs, deadlift the weight up, single leg deadlift down. Bring the leg down, both legs deadlift up, switch the leg, single leg deadlift down, and then we're going to come in up into a swing. So we're going to swing, clean, thruster, nice and slow, eccentric kind of accent, or what am I trying to say? We're emphasis on there. Back down to the floor, set up for a deadlift, up, and repeat again. Single leg, left, right, and then swing, clean. Here, I'll show from the front. So I'm gonna go, can you see my bells? So I'll go, I don't wanna kick anything. have my feet on the inside, narrow, hip width apart. That's gonna help me set up for that single leg deadlift better. I come down, both legs deadlift up, shift the weight to one leg, single leg deadlift, back down to the floor, feet down, okay, recenter, both feet up, shift my weight, down, and then I'm gonna come up, wide feet, scooch my feet wide, pull back, swing, into clean, thruster, slow. All right? As per usual, I will call out this flow for every move on our first round here, and then we'll have subsequent 2 rounds where I call out halfway, and then we'll just flow. Water up, because we got 1 minute to show everybody what we got. So, who's ready? 1 minute. Let's get ready. We're gonna go deadlift, both legs up, one leg down. Bring the other leg down, both legs up, one leg down. Put the legs wide, pull back the weights, swing, clean, press, and slow. I'm just gonna change my position so I can have a little more room. Both to the floor, deadlift up, single leg down, both up, single down, wide legs pull, swing, clean, thruster, eccentric. And to the floor, deadlift up, single leg down, deadlift up, single leg down, pulling back, swing, clean, press, and slow, back down to the floor, and rest. So, I understand some people might feel like dumbbells wouldn't be as well for this, so I'll use dumbbells for the next one, show you how I would use dumbbells for that. Same thing, I'm just going to use a slightly different weight, so if you want to use dumbbells, you can have an example. The main difference with the dumbbells is we're not really going to go to the floor on our deadlifts like we can with the kettlebell. It's just a little too low. But everything else, perfect. Here we go. So I'm going to go with my dumbbells this round. All right. So 1 minute. I'm going to do both legs up, one leg down, both legs up, one leg down. Then I'm going to swing up, clean, press, slow, and deadlift up, single leg down, both legs up, single leg down, and swing, clean, press, slow on the way down, back down to the floor, deadlift, single leg, eccentric on the way down, both legs up, single leg down. Try to flow, swing. And go ahead, rest. Kind of curious to use my 25-pound dumbbells. I think I'm going to do it. Still got 15 seconds left. This will be exciting. All right. So I'm just going to call out for 1 round, and then we're all going to flow. I'm going to turn up the music just a little bit. Okay. Let's get ready. And we're going to begin with both legs deadlift, single leg down, both legs up, single leg down, and swing, clean, Thruster. Slow. Oh, that's nice. Both legs deadlift. Last 10 seconds. I'm gonna finish on my thruster. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. So, to the point I was making, normally I wouldn't use a 25-pound weight in our class, but with eccentrics, you can use a heavier weight and handle it without having to worry about some of the problems that might come from leveling up in a weight otherwise. So next time you're trying to up your strength, get to a heavier weight, or accomplish something like a pull-up or a push-up, think about using eccentrics. So let's go to the top of our mat and toes together, a little space between the heels. Let's take a big inhale and reach up and stretch. Goalpost the arms, squeeze your butt, push your hips forward and reach back. And bring the hands together and let's come all the way down to the floor and relax those hands, let the head hang. And if you want to sway the shoulders side to side, plant the hands on the floor, soften the knees, take one big step back into your low lunge, and we're going to open up into your forward leg. Bring that hand down, send that leg back into a big downward dog stretch. And let's take the other leg forward into a low lunge and rotation. Let's bring that hand down, send the leg back into a downward dog. Come up onto the tiptoes and drop to the knees. Reach one arm underneath the body and through, bringing your ear to the floor. Bring it out and open up towards the ceiling. Do the other arm, reaching under and through. And then over and up. Planting both the hands, taking an inhale into a big cat. Exhale into a cow. 2 more. Last one. Push back into a child's pose. Stretch your arms forward. And you can slide them back. Relaxing your head on the floor. And bring those arms forward, push up into kneeling. Give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you for showing up for dumbbell kettlebell flow with a little bit of a eccentric twist. Thank goodness I was so cold until I did this class, so now I'm nice and warm, thank goodness. So lovely to have fun with everybody this week. Let me know what you thought about some of the kind of more explorative topics this week. We'll be getting into some other stuff. Next week we're going to be using sticks in our primal body weight. So just a reminder, next week for primal body weight, which will be our first class of the week, we're going to be using sticks from my magic closet. So if you have a broomstick, PVC pipe, your arm span is perfect, really. So if you get something that's at least that, a broomstick, it can be wooden, it can be, mine's a PVC pipe. I hope there's no spiders. I shouldn't have looked in there. Anyway, grab a stick for our super stretchy class, primal bodyweight, next week, and I will see you then. Love you all. Take care.